After more than 2 decades, justice was served today in a Tulsa courtroom. A jury found Sylvester Latham guilty of raping a 10-year-old girl and recommended he go to prison for 25 years for a crime that happened 23 years ago. News on 6 crime reporter Lori Fullbright was in the courtroom when the verdict was read today. Lori.
Well, Terry, this victim says this case should be a rallying cry for other rape survivors to never give up hope and to have faith in the justice system.
This family couldn't contain their sense of joy and relief after hearing the guilty verdict. They praised God that the jury had given justice to a little 10-year-old girl. That girl is now this 33-year-old woman.
Just relief, and gratefulness that he actually has to pay for what he did for me.
When she was a child, her mother's live-in boyfriend was Sylvester Latham. She testified he began molesting her when she was 5, and it continued until 2 days before Christmas 1987 when she was 10 years old and he raped her. She told her mother the next day, was taken to the hospital and interviewed by police. Charges were filed against Latham and a warrant was issued, but he was never located until last fall, living in Wichita, and he was brought back to Tulsa to stand trial.
It felt great to face him finally and let him know that he didn't get away with it no matter what the verdict was, that he was going to be held accountable for what he did to me.
Tim Harris just happened to answer the phone the day the victim's brother called to say Latham had been found and to ask if they would still prosecute. Harris was the only person still in the DA's office from 1988, so he took on the case.
I've been waiting all this time for justice. That's what she got today.
The police still had the clothes the victim was wearing the night she was raped, along with the videotape of her being interviewed by police. And the DA even found the doctor who examined her all those many years ago.
There was no DNA found on the girl's clothes, not even her own, because that evidence had been part of the cases that were destroyed in 1995 when freezers in the police lab lost power for a weekend. So the jury had to rely on other evidence. Terry, lots of people have been asking, how can they prosecute this? What about the statute of limitations? Well, since they filed charges against him back in 1988, the clock stops there. So he can be prosecuted at that point anytime in the future, and that's what happened.
Wow, a long wait for today, huh?
It sure was.
All right, thank you.